Unexpectedly, the king of poisonous hand medicine seemed to have not responded yet, but Xiao had already thought of something, and looked at Yan Song apologetically. Hehe. Elder Yan, sorry. This round of competition for Dan, this is Song. Why Yu Gongzi wins. So your ranking should be a bit backward. Have you heard? Please shift your seats. Zhuo Fan kicked Alchemy Tower again and scolded. He took a few breaths, and the Poison Hand Potion King tried to stabilize his agitated mood and sneered, the villain is just a coincidence, but the old man can come back in the next round. Slowly walked down the first platform, the Poison Hand Medicine King glanced at him sideways, scolding and cursing. Move and move, what kick, now young man? Laozi kicks his own platform. It's your offense. Now I'm not dead. Zhuo Fan sneered and stood on the top platform representing the first. The Poison Hand Medicine King heard this, and could not help but stumble. His lips twitched, but he was speechless, only his heart was tickled. This kid is clever and has a verbal argument with him. It's really boring to find him, and he's almost caught up with him. Still stop here, and then settle accounts with this kid. In fact, although the two just seemed to be arguing for the first place, it was actually a dispute of mind and nature. Through quarrels, disturbing each other's mind. Then even if the other party has the subtle alchemy technique, and the heart is unstable, it will be difficult to cultivate the spirit pill afterwards. Just now the Poison Hand Medicine King has been choked with Zhuo Fan's arrogant attitude, and he will almost mess up his steady mind. But after all, he was a master of alchemy for many years, and soon discovered this, so he tried to suppress the anger in his heart. The competition for the Dan is still going on. Immediately afterwards, Tao Danyang and Yan Fu also completed the elixir in turn. Lu Yizhan and the rest of the top 20 alchemists were also completed. With the passage of time, more and more people completed. And the sound of bells kept ringing. The more the bell rings, the more anxious the alchemist's heart is. Even for Yapindan, the chance of refining is greatly improved. So many people are annoyed to refinish after failure, but time has passed. Ding. Finally, the 100th bell sounded. Xiao announced the end of the first round of Dan Dan. And all those who did not succeed in alchemy were eliminated. Hearing this decision, those alchemists who were still working hard to refine, unaware of it, then extinguished the flames lonely. Walked out of the venue limping, and went upstairs to be an audience. In fact, there is no shortage of 3-tier alchemy masters with power, but unfortunately, the mentality is not enough. In such a tense environment, they can't even practice a first-grade alchemy. At this point, the top 100 competitors entered the second round. The only difference is that the first one is no longer the first alchemist of Xianyu, the king of poisonous hand medicine, but a teenager from a third-rate family, Zhuo Fan. Therefore, one of the top 20 alchemists was kicked out sadly. Fuck, who said that the top 20 Thunder couldn't move? This was only the first round, and was kicked out by a dark horse. Even the king of poisonous hand potion, who promised to be the first, moved to the second, and the rest were moved in turn. In this second round, how many alchemists have been kicked out? Whether there is a dark horse like Zhuofan appears, everyone can't help but open their eyes and wait and see. Judgment at this moment. The Poison Hand Medicine King suddenly looked at Xiao on the display, and said lightly, the old man wants to see if the boy's elixir is a Yapindan. Because the old man can hardly imagine who has the alchemy speed, can surpass the old man. Yeah, that kid won't cheat anymore. As soon as this remark came out, everyone was excited. Poison Hand Potion King is Xianyu's first alchemy master. Someone can beat him. It's incredible. Especially still such a stupid boy. We have this ability after weaning for a few days. Especially those who can almost enter the second round are screaming out loud, trying to verify his immortality and give everyone justice. Xiao had no choice but to look indifferently and said, Song Gongzi, I wonder if you can practice it again, let them see your alchemy speed. Glancing at her lightly, Zhuo Fan casually said, no need. Hearing this, the crowd screamed again. Look. He has a guilty conscience. It's just a Yapindan, he doesn't dare to practice it again in front of us. I already knew he had a problem. How could he win so many alchemy masters? Hey. This kid is done this time, dare to cheat here, Huayula will not let him go. The crowd condemned, and the poison hand medicine king and his apprentice Yan Fu sneered. Tao Danyang glanced at Zhuo Fan and shook her head helplessly. Although she knew that this boy had the intention to help Huayula, alchemy cheating was caught on the spot. And even Huayula could not protect him. Boy, keep your heart upright, don't always think of evil, crooked. Otherwise, you are the one who suffers, Tao Dan Nyang taught. And then looked at Xiaoa Road, then cancel his first name qualification, let the later replace. Xiaoa nodded, and everyone agreed with pleasure. But the poison hand medicine king was frowning and sneered. The cheating at the Baden event was only completed after disqualification. When did the rules of Huayu building become so lax? Hearing this, the scene was noisy again. Xiaoa couldn't help but looked at Chu Qingcheng on the landlord's platform. Chu Qingcheng sighed lightly and shook his head helplessly. This kid really didn't make people worry. This time he would be held by the poison hand medicine king. It was really hard for him to think about it. Long Jiu, they couldn't help but stunned. With this boy's shrewdness, how could he make such a mistake? Looking coldly at everyone present, Zhuo Fan couldn't help but yawned, and chuckled aloud. Who told you I cheated? I just said you don't need to practice anymore. If you don't practice, it means your guilty conscience. Yan Fu smiled coldly and took the opportunity to fall down the stone road. With a chuckle, Zhuo Fan glanced at everyone with disdain, and sneered, a group of idiots, you just don't know about the alchemy situation just now, and a beautiful woman is watching beside Lao Tzu. How to cheat? I mean, as long as I hear Lao Tzu you will know why Lao Tzu can make it in such a short time. With that said, Zhuo Fan beckoned to the platform that he stood before. Beauty. Please report the name of the immortality medicine I just made, so that they can get a good idea. What is strength? Ah. All of a sudden, everyone looked there.